Actually, in this kind of rural community, to reach the century actually is remarkable, because usually, or very often, there has been a case of relying on the family bloodline and they die out or they move out. I mean, Horwithy Chapel died 30 years ago. Found Hope Chapel, hasn't that, have you buried it yet? Have you sold it? It's gone. That's gone. What's happening at Sandy Way? That's gone. I don't know, they're not mentioned anymore. I mean, in some cases, of course, the work of God has moved. The cloud is still there. The cloud moves to a different place. God is still there, but sometimes the works, the ministries, the chapels, whatever, have closed down. But Ballingham has not, and it's never been because it's got a great crowd of folks, but because it had people who trusted God, and He's been faithful, and has been at work. You know, we can look back on the past with nostalgia, of course, and we always look back on the good old days. Somebody said that the good old days is a result usually of a bad memory and a good imagination. If you've got both of those, you'll have lots of good old days. May surprise you, but there'll be days when people look back on these as the good old days. Now remember, with nostalgia, Chris and Andrew. I mean, we don't think much about you now, Chris, but one day, you know. In the book of Ecclesiastes, in chapter 7 and verse 10, it says, "Do not say, why were the old days better than these?" It's better not to ask such questions. Now for me, now I live in Canada, there's a lot of nostalgia coming back here into this area, because I feel so familiar with this area. But of course spend very little time here. But that's not our purpose. As we look back over this weekend, is to remember there were people who knew God, who trusted God, who took risks for God, and God worked.